So boys, here we are with Sharrob Hills. Now if you follow that fence line as it goes up that hill there and up over the hill, that's a good little scrubby knob there. And then come back in this corner here and you can see, and we're going to drive off just so you can have a look at it as we go. That's all pondage that's been planted here. How many acres of that do you reckon you got, Rob?
There's around 30 acres of pondage.
Around 30 acres of good pondage, and it's been a bit dry this year. It's not as prevalent as it normally would be, but that's normally full of para and alama grass in the pondage area. So as you can see, good quality fence there, 4-strand barb fence, and do very well. Now I just want to draw your attention to this paddock we're coming across here now. This is another one of the irrigated paddocks, and he's got in here a mixture of reclaim and a number of other grasses which he's baling at the moment, getting ready to bale for round bales. So yes, the property's got quite a mix of a variation of income. As you're coming into the property, buyers, this is only a bit of forest country that's on the place, and in actual fact it's actually an easement, but it's being used by the owners, and it's a little bit of blue gum flat coming in, nice little flat, and leads into the rest of the property, and basically the property is all softwood scrub and bottle tree country developed. Well, here we are, buyers. We're just on a place down here at Bracewell, and just coming into the back of the homestead here. As you can see, a nice yard, very well kept, and mainly shrubs and trees, very cool. And out to the side of the house there, we've got a very nice open gazebo for barbecues and all that sort of thing. Well, we'll just go through now and have a look through this house. Just a quick look here at the gazebo, buyers. Looking back out over the Lucerne paddock, and there's around 13 acres of lucerne growing here at the same time, and that's just looking down. There's 2 concrete water tanks down there, plus there's a fiberglass, all 5,000 gallon tanks. There are verandas on pretty much each side of the house and or patios, and we'll show you those as we go through. This is the one leading in from buyers. There's 2 bathrooms in the property, in the home, I'm sorry. This is the one upstairs, and there's another one downstairs for when the workers come in off the farm, they can have a shower down there and clean up before they come upstairs. Now as you come in through the back door and access the house, you come into the living area, which is just in this area here, quite a good size area. Television, very cool place, and this area, I'll just go out and show you that veranda out there in a minute. Very cool home, plenty of breeze, all the breeze, and that leads into the dining and kitchen in there. And for the winter, you've got a nice hot box there. I'll just take you out now and just show you out onto this side veranda. You can feel a very cool breeze coming in from here. And there's the side veranda, somewhere to sit down in the cool and have a cup of tea or a cold drink or a beer at the end of the day. And once again looking back out over the grazing part of the property, and the yards are back over in that direction there. Now then, buyers, we go, and as you can see, the kitchen and dining is all in one area, pretty much open plan, and quite a nice roomy area. You've got a very big suitable fridge room and pantry. And then from there, leading back into the kitchen, and I'll go through that kitchen just a little bit more in a moment, but I just want to show you, looking down here, this is the laundry area, as well as the downstairs toilet and shower when you're coming off the farm. Just give you a bit more of an idea of the kitchen, but we'll look around the kitchen. Plenty of cupboard space, plenty of bench space. Once again, windows all round to let a cool breeze come in through the house. And looking back into the dining and then back through to the living area. Now from here, then it goes out to a veranda, out to the side and front of the property, with a pool table as a sort of a rumpus area. Pool table, once again from here, looking out across that Lucerne farm section of the property, and then across the front you've got another veranda which keeps plenty of shade on the house, and more importantly keeps the house cool. Once again, looking back out over there's the bore down there. I'll just zoom up on that. And the rest of the property, grazing part of the property. So it's a grazing and irrigation property as a whole. Here we go, buyers, just looking at the master bedroom here, and as you can see, a good area. I won't do all the bedrooms, but they are all good sized bedrooms, and there's no ensuite, but there are 2 toilets, air conditioned in the 2 main bedrooms, built-ins in the main bedroom. Now there's 3-phase power connected to the property, and 3-phase power to that shed, also of course to the pumps and that for the irrigation, a 3-phase. So there's the property's got plenty of power. The buyer's just looking now inside the shed on the block, steel frame shed, as I said in the earlier part, and in the centre is just dirt floor, but to the both sides is concrete floor, and power connected of course. Now buyers, there's a good set of sawn timber yards there. As you can see, I'll just zoom up on that there, there's a vet crush there, and a branding cradle. Now that branding cradle is to the right, is it? Mm-hmm. For the right hand side. 20 years ago it was built, and he is upgrading some of the yard with cattle rail and steel. Just looking again here, buyers, at the house from the front. This is looking from the front. We looked at it from the back before. Now, just looking from here, you can see the verandas as they are in the home, and more importantly, it's positioning on a low ridge, which keeps it in a very cool position. Plenty of breeze. There's only air conditioning in 2 rooms in the house. There's 2 of the bedrooms. The rest of the house is just all open windows and cool as a cucumber. Now, buyers, just looking here, you see these 2 gates go into a laneway there, and that laneway goes up to the yards and out to the back of the block. But also, so you can muster these paddocks down the bottom end here, but also too over and behind that, and I'll just drive forward here a little bit so you can see a little bit better. You've got a paddock of lucerne there, which is able to be farmed on the place, and that's irrigated, and there's 13 acres of that can be irrigated. You see over there in the distance, I'll just see if I can zoom up on it, you can see some round bales over there baled off that area there. So that, yes, there's good. 10 acres of lucerne is a damn good little lucerne block. Side, that all that country you see there, those ridges and running up into that real nice, sweet-looking valley there, that's all part of the block. And I'm coming back around the country that's up in front of the camera there, and the country that's up behind us here is all in the block. Just a low, nice, low undulating softwood, developed softwood scrub country, really well set up, and as you can see just here, there's gates and everything. We're going to come through in a moment and go out and just have a look out the back at some of the cattle and everything out the back. But really nice, sweet. Buyers, just a point of interest, this country sort of, you have these little hills and there's pockets of country run back up. We looked at a pocket just before off to the left of this picture. Now this is another pocket you couldn't see from there, looking up into the right, and coming down from the top of there in the contour of the country, we've got a number of banks coming down there to catch water and once again create a pondage effect and allow for better grazing and more higher carrying capacity. You know, good mixture of couch and other grasses right throughout the whole property. It's really carrying capacity and it's not flogged. At the carrying numbers that he's running, which has been it's around about 80 breeders, calves, or weaners, or around about 120 dry cattle, if that's the way you want it to go, and fatten. And you will fatten here. You will do well with fattening on this block. But I was just drawing your attention here to the cattle in front of the camera, and these cows have got good sized calves on them, and as you'll see, they're all in very good condition. Now buyers, just looking at that dam down there, you can see the amount of dirt that's been taken out. Now that dam comes up right up to the bywash, which is quite a lot higher than what it is. And when it's full, it's been about 16 months since there's been any runoff into it that's worthwhile. And then looking over beyond that, that's the homestead complex over there. In the background you can see the roof of the shed and the roof of the house. And what I'm going to do now is just draw back from that and give you a look across. Now there's a lot of country behind us, but I'm just going to do the pan around this area here, and everything that's in front of the camera is in this block, as well as what's behind us and some of what's out the other side of the homestead area. You can see the roof of the homestead over there, and then we come back around, and all this country you see in the front of the camera, that's all part of this block, and as well as over that ridge on the other side. And all good softwood, developed softwood country. Nice warm country, good country for finishing and fattening. Very good for a good little fattening and finishing block, as well as a little farming block with a bit of that lucerne country down there, farming country down the front. There's two tanks over there on the hill, which actually are pumped up too for stock water feeding into troughs. There's a trough in every paddock, and they feed out to those troughs. So buyers, look, there we are. There's not much more I can tell you or show you about this place other than bring you here and give you a look at it, but I can assure you of this. It's as good a scrub country as you'd want to get, and it's as good a little block as a sideline block you'd want to work. Suit a miner, 7 day, 7 off operator, somewhere to come and spend time, grow a bit of lucerne, and also fatten a few of the cattle. Have a think about it, buyers, and give us a call. I'd love to bring you out and show you over this place.